Hello everyone, this is DavidViadel23 and welcome to the Dragon's Cave. Today we are gonna be drawing Inktober 52 and the prompt is Fangs. Fangs, if you check what is basically these pointy long teeth that you can find in a lot of mammals and a lot of animals, and especially it is something very characteristic of vampires. Okay, so I love vampires. Let's draw vampires. I think I don't want to use pencil today, so let's take it out of the scene, and I'm gonna go full on directly into fine liner 0.4 we're using today, just a little bit more of thickness for today, and using the uni pin as normally. And yeah, so vampires is one of those topics that I love. I don't want to do something specific. I don't have an idea in mind, but I'm gonna go for some big fangs. I wanna add a little bit of texture, and this vampire is gonna be a little bit irregular, so like this. Something like this. Yeah, it's looking at us. Need to do some darkness in the mouth. So, as I said, vampires is a topic that I really like werewolves as well. So if you have any recommendations of series, movies, books, TV shows, whatever you know about vampires, I will definitely watch. There is this saga I really love called Underworld with this is a movie saga with vampire hunters. You have werewolves there as well and everything, and it is very nice, very nice in my opinion. Okay, and then you have as well, I wanna create a little bit of okay, the Van Helsing concept, the Dracula concept. I have a couple of drawings about Dracula in the Instagram. I'm gonna drop the Instagram link down below in the show more section. You can have a look. I love it. I have a big, very nice volume of Dracula, a special edition with nice, book cover and everything, leathery, and it contains many stories from Bram Stoker before Dracula and after Dracula and everything. So I invite you to read Dracula 100%. It's an incredible book. If you don't read Dracula, you don't know the concept of this character, because we have this image of Dracula being this count, this lord, this kind of rich guy, old guy, living in Transylvania in his castle, and abducting people and sucking the blood of everyone around him, and spawning other vampires, biting other vampires and everything. And this is the concept that is always touched in the stories. Or if you watch the movies as well, you will see this kind of concept of him being very kind of dramatic and elegant man for the time. But these dramatic entrances and movements and everything. But Dracula actually in the book, he has the whole story in Transylvania. And there is this guy interviewer who goes there to interview the Count Dracula and everything. And at some point, after some time, the story develops, and the Dracula, okay, he ends up traveling to London on a boat. There is a very interesting series as well to watch about Dracula online with the concept of the travel, and he basically is connected to his land. So he takes massive amounts of soil from his area, and basically we see him how he needs to kind of rest. He needs to touch the ground, be in that ground, to be able to kind of recharge and not die, because being so far from what he needs, it's danger basically. Okay, so today, as you see, I'm not drawing Dracula. Okay, I'm just drawing a sketch. This is gonna be a nice, loose, funny video, and talking about vampires, and fancy doing, I don't know, a little bit of Dobby style as well, because the shape that I'm doing is kind of a dwarf, this concept of dwarf vampire, something like that. Let's move a little bit up, because I will not need the top much. As I said, today we are doing a quick concept of vampire, or a vampiric character with the concept of bat and the concept of monsters, and as well the prominence of big fangs. Okay. So as I was saying before, Dracula is a very nice story, very tense story from Bram Stoker. Bram Stoker got famous at the time with Dracula, but before he has a couple of mini stories that they are published in this book that I have as well. You can find like a compilation of stories of Bram Stoker, and basically he was publishing some short stories for newspapers and things like this and magazines, until he did the Dracula concept and everything. There is a lot of representations of Dracula and representations of vampires in different stories, but here you have the definition of you have the things that can affect him, or can bother him, the things that they will not do anything to him. So basically, the beginning is there with the concept of Dracula, and I love it. There is as well this really nice movie called I think it is Dracula Untold or something like that, with this famous actor, Hollywood actor, I don't remember the name, but it's the same guy who plays the Bard in Hobbit movies, and then he's Zeus as well in Immortals, and he's a very famous guy, and I know him. I watched many movies of him, but it completely slipped my mind right now. So feel free to write the name in the comments. And that movie is good, and that's touching the whole concept of Count Dracula, kind of the history within the fantasy of the story, the history of blood. That blood was called Blood the Impaler because the Turkish, the Ottoman, they attacked the area and everything. And this is a time when the Transylvania, let's say, area and all of that area there in Romania, all of this is kind of trying to be conquered and everything. And we are talking like kind of no medieval times. It is after medieval times, but kind of where you still had armies going up and down and fighting and all these things. And you basically see in that movie a representation of him as a leader, as a warrior, as a husband, as a lover, and it is incredible. It is incredible how they basically portray like a superhero side of Dracula that we've never seen before, that he has to go to a cave where this kind of old Nosferatu vampire guy is living, and can give him power to defeat the army of the enemy. But it's it's a sword with two edges. If you don't take this power, everyone will die in this attack, in this war. And if you take the power ends up killing you and controlling you. And this whole game about because this is a game for the let's say this original vampire, and basically what we see here is like a time limit. Like in all the nice stories that you have like a time limit for something to happen. It's like, oh, if in 3 days if you resist for 3 days, 3 nights before the full moon, etc., and the thirst of biting someone else, something like that, you will be able to control this power. If not, if you bite someone, blah blah blah, the power will control you. And I love that part in the stories, because it kind of explains things that never been explained before, and it gives the extra mile to the story. Okay, that's not something that happens in the Dracula book. Okay, in the Dracula book, you already have the Count Dracula, that is in theory the same Blood Impaler from this movie. He lives in his castle. He's an old, looking like an old man, you know, no shadow, no reflection in the mirror. There is rooms forbidden to access in his castle. This interview guy is staying there, and he thinks there is kind of help for him in the room in the castle, but it's actually not the help. It's not the assistant. It is actually a Dracula in disguise. And Dracula basically, like many vampires in many stories, they have control over creatures of the night, like wolves, for example, even the forest. And basically there is a lot of mysticism and kind of dark magic around the concept of Dracula. I loved it. I love the book. There is this really nice drawing I've done in Instagram that you can actually feel free to have a look. And I invite you to check the channel. I have not only Dracula stuff, I have a lot of other fantasy, science fiction, drawings, everything that I like is there. I'm doing only 3. Three fingers on the thumb there, like this. Okay. Why did I do a scarf? I don't know. I was visualizing that I'm there in Romania, in the forests, near the castle. It is cold. Dracula as well moves in this fantasy concept of him, in this magic concept of him, like a mist. So he kind of becomes the mist and is able to form here and form there. There is a very beautiful, a nice representation of a vampire that I love in this story. YouTube, it's a YouTube 2D animation video stories called Tales of Alethrion. I'm gonna put the link to the channel probably up here, and I'm gonna put as well some information in the show more sections, because they are full on in, you know, doing Kickstarters, releasing videos, blah blah blah. One of the characters, one of the main characters, that is Willem. This is a story about adventures and 2 guys that they go in adventures, and other adventurers following the map, following the X on the map. Okay, and these guys basically, this guy at some point, in one of the secondary stories following the main storyline, he becomes a Nosferatu, a vampire. And I think they represent very nice this mist power in Dracula, in the original Dracula story, in how Willem moves around to fight the enemies with this kind of black mist and everything. Beautiful, I love it. The effects are incredible, the story is beautiful, and I 100% recommend you to watch and to investigate about these guys. In November, I'm gonna move into the shading a little bit. In November, like we have this Inktober challenge in October, and then the Inktober 52 during the whole year, 1 prompt per week. These guys from Tales of Alethrion, they do, the studio is called Skald. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing it properly, because I'm not. I think they are Norwegian, and basically these guys have like something similar to Inktober, but in the month of November. I've been following them in YouTube for a very, very long time. I have plenty of drawings from them in the channel that I love, and I draw, and I post, and I tag them and everything on Instagram and YouTube and everything. And I've drawn Amerath, that is the girl. I've drawn Willem, Vito and Willem and everything as well. I've drawn Alethrion himself as well. This is kind of the superhero, the famous thing. And yeah, so they did this challenge in October, 1 prompt per day during the full month of October. I've done a mini comic, I've done a mini story for them, and they liked it. Mike, he liked it, and I got, as a thanks, they were so happy. I got as a thanks a really nice board game with cards that they released and everything. I got it at home and everything. Beautiful drawings, beautiful concept and everything. I love it. And yeah, I invite you, as I said, to check their channel if you like adventure, superheroes, monsters, and not only adventure, epic adventure and epic fantasy and world building and you know, the concept of the hero and following the map. If you like Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, manga like One Piece, Bleach, Tales of Alethrion is definitely one of those things that you are gonna love. And come back here and feel free to tell me what's your opinion of this story, and yeah, and let's open chat about them. And they are doing a new opening for the 2D series, and they are releasing a new episode soon as well, with the Kickstarter soon. I don't know when, but I participated in the Kickstarter, and I'm gonna be getting a couple of nice big figurines, some 2D work, some frames from the previous video, probably even my contribution is is well in the credits as well, with the Kickstarter project and everything, and I love it. I would like to be able to do something like that someday with my stories, because I kind of have thousands of stories, and yeah, I have drawings, sketches, faces, stories, and so at some point I would like to open as well my worlds to everyone, so everyone is able to read it and learn a little bit about what I like, what I do, and all these things, okay? So, for the concept of Fangs, for Inktober 52 today, we have done a very, very loose, very nice, very interesting initial concept for a vampire Nosferatu creature of the night, wild, that it kind of is looking at us with thirst. It's kind of do a blink here, like, he realized that we are here. He's very, very hungry. And I think I finished for today. I just want to add a touch of danger to the character, like this, to create a little bit of yeah. He has been already feeding. Obviously it's half dressed, because this used to be a person that is being beaten by another vampire. And it's very messy, like when a lion is eating, basically. This is what you see. It's not like, oh, okay, so cute, a lion. No, a lion when it's eating is full of blood. And parts that you see full of blood, you know, the paws, the hands, the legs, everything is full of blood. So kind of something like that, and even some drops like this, like he's been feeding a lot. We don't see with what, but there it is. The weather agrees with me, because we have this beautiful rainbow shining on the armor like a weapon of this Nosferatu vampire, Blood the Impaler wannabe. But yeah, so this is the video for today. I'm gonna sign. This is DavidViadel23, DavidViadel23, you can say it as you want, and this is the Mandragon's Cave. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed this kind of mini explanation about vampires, Dracula, and some recommendations I've done. I even like the Twilight Saga with those whole concept of vampires and werewolves. I know it's a little bit cheesy, but it's a fantasy story about this type of monsters, and I love this type of creatures in all the stories. I'm still missing a couple of things to watch, but yeah, feel free to share it with your friends and nakamas, with your family, and I will put around other Inktober videos, so you can have a look to other Inktober videos. And yeah, like, subscribe, comment, and let's open conversation, okay? Thank you very much. I hope you like it, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, bye!